Hi guys, welcome back to Backyard Donkey Builds. So I've finally got some parts in. I've been waiting a little while, so I apologise for the delay. So essentially today we're going to fit the Powerbond 20% underdrive pulley kit. So in the kit, which I'll quickly go through for you, we have, if I can figure out how to open it, that's the hard part. So we have a new fan belt. Now the fan belt that they're replacing this original one with is a 6PK 2160. We're getting two new pulleys. Essentially it's one of the ribbed and one of the flat. I've noticed that the flat looks like it's a little bit smaller than the original one. And we're getting an SFI approved underdrive harmonic balancer. So in order to do this, there is a special tool that you require to get the harmonic balancer off these engines. So when doing one of these, you're going to need to get yourself a new generation harmonic balancer puller. Now these fit your AU onwards 6 cylinders, and they'll also fit the Barra V8, which is your single overhead cam 5.4 litre V8 that comes in the G220s and things like that. So you're going to need one of these, part number on one of these. So this is a G&G Technics, and you're looking at part number GGT 101. So you'll need one of those. You're going to need a torque wrench for when you put your balancer, or your new balancer on, and you're going to need a breaker bar. So let's get into it. Right. Part of the beauty of this install is the fact that we don't actually have to remove the radiator. So essentially we're going to remove the fans and fan shroud. We're going to be removing this intake duct and essentially your plastic covers from over here. Then we're going to have enough room to utilise our puller and remove everything from there. So I'll show you that as we go. So these plastic clips, very straightforward. All you do is turn them, they come up, pull it up, twist, and out they come. So that shroud is now off, and as you can see, I haven't shown you guys yet, but I've got a rather substantial transmission cooler on the vehicle, and that's running Teflon braided lines, aluminium fittings, which you pretty much have to run on these because they need a special adapter to go into the ZF gearbox. So I'd like to give a shout out and a thanks to Gary at Wangara Automatics. Honestly, if you guys need anything, go see these guys, they will look after you, and if there's anything about ZFs that they don't know, it's not worth knowing. Okay, so next on the agenda, you're going to want to unclip your fans so that you can remove that, and then we're just going to remove the bolts. That hold the fan assembly onto the radiator. Now that we've got the fan shroud off, you can see we've actually got plenty of room, and the world's smallest radiator in a 6-cylinder. Very surprised to find it's a single core. So now what you do is, I've loosened this pulley off. As you can see, the belt's off, but down here you can put a 3/8 drive into there. You have it running down this way, and you push down, that pulls the tensioner backwards and allows you to remove the fan belt. Now If you've removed your fan belt and you don't know how it goes back on, don't stress. I'm going to put a diagram up in the video so that you can see how to put your fan belt back on. So here's the harmonic balancer puller in all its glory. So essentially it hooks in and then we turn it and we pull the pulley off. Okay, we finally got our pulleys off. It was a bit of work. I lost my ratchet, so I had to use the breaker bar. You'll notice that took a little while, but we're there. So, difference in pulleys. So, our flat tensioner pulley, essentially the new one's made out of metal. It's a bit heavier, so I don't know how that's going to be. Our rib pulley, pretty much the same sort of deal. It's made out of metal, the new one. The old one is made out of a sort of like a polymer plastic. Okay, the factory harmonic balancer, as you can see, it's got a much larger diameter. And our new part, so this is the SFI approved underdrive. Now as you can see, the surface is an awful lot smaller, so the diameter is a lot smaller on the actual rib section for the pulley, and I've got to tell you, there's about 2 kilos difference in weight, and I think that's going to be a big part of where the power is going to come from. From what I know, this weighs about 2.8 kilos. This weighs over 4. So the rotating mass is going to be far lower, with less inertia. It's going to help with acceleration, plus the fact that it's underdriven, that's going to help us get that little bit of extra power. So I had a little bit of a malfunction with the camera, I apologise. I actually just put this together. So essentially with this, use the little shim there, your bolt goes in. Now to finish tightening, as you can see, there's a drive in there. That's the one that you'll also use to loosen off this part. So in that goes, on that goes, and tighten away. You are then ready. Make sure it spins and is true. And then that's ready to go back on the car. Done. Okay, so we've got our pulley kit on. Everything's buttoned up, everything's ready to go. It's going to be interesting to see if it makes any difference that's noticeable, but we will be taking it down to the drags and there will be a video coming out with that. So it'd be nice if we get a 1/10 of a second, maybe 2. That might be wishful thinking, But we will have another video coming out, and I do have more parts coming. So we've got a catback exhaust system that's supposed to be rocking up this week. So when I get some time, there'll be another video and I'll show an install on the catback exhaust. And then maybe we'll take it back down to the drags, or we'll get the extractors and a catalytic converter. So bit by bit, as parts get here, we'll get more videos out. So if you like what you see, subscribe, and we'll see you on the next video. Shout out to Big Gav. Thanks for your help with this video, mate. Without you, it wouldn't have been possible.